So you've been working your butt off over the last X amount of years and you finally have £100,000 cash. But how do you invest it? So £100,000, of course, is a lot of money, but not enough that you want to be taking unnecessary risks. So let's get rid of the obvious things of what not to do. I'll take in consideration that this is your only 100,000 and you're earning a bit of money, but you're not about to come into another 500,000 or something like that. First of all, cryptocurrencies. No. Absolutely not. It's not that cryptocurrency isn't great, it's just not a safe return on your investments. Let's take out the ETFs, NFTs and stuff like that as well. Get rid of the cash in your bank. The cash is depleting every single month from inflation that's currently at 7.25%. But Jamie, what about stocks? Stocks are great. I love stocks. I own portfolios of stocks. However, no. Right now, it's not the safest return that you're going to be getting. And actually, the return isn't that significant. You might get 5, 6% now in most markets, but there's no safe way of leveraging it unless you are not a retail investor. So let's get stocks out of the way, which brings us to, obviously, property. I'm sure you're already aware there's plenty of property strategies, but I'm not going to waste your time going through what not to do. I'm going to jump straight into what you should do based on what I do on a day-to-day basis. Boring, vanilla buy-to-lets. So why buy-to-let investments? Well, they're safe, they're secure, they're predictable, and as close to passive as you can get in a property investment. I am really of the opinion that you need to work hard enough to not have to work hard. So what makes a great property investment? Well, first of all, the type of property. I personally focus on 2 to 4 bed, terraced, semi-detached or detached freehold properties. I do not like looking at leasehold for a variety of reasons. Next is the area. Is the area somewhere I'd want to be? So I look at Ofsted reports. Are they outstanding or good? I want to make sure they've got good schools in the area, so families want to look there. 3 is regeneration. Regeneration in the area. What investment's going on? So for example, Stainforth in Doncaster is an amazing area to invest right now. But most people don't even look at it because it's a bit of a rough area. But there's a lot of regeneration, millions, 7,000 jobs getting created there over the next 5 years. You know what that means in general. Number 4 is growth, which is looking for the minimum of that 4-5% growth and getting, the national average is 7.9% over the long term. But we're being really conservative there. E is existing properties. I do not like new build or off-plan properties. I'm looking for ready-made resale, existing properties. And finally, T, which is the tenant type of the property. You'll notice TARGET. It is our APG, Aspire Property Group, target criteria. But what do the numbers look like? So there's 3 real ways of making money in property. Number 1, obviously the rental income. Number 2 is the capital growth or capital appreciation, which is really good in the UK. And number 3 is increasing rents over time, which typically is between 3 and 8% per annum. So we're not going to factor in the rental increases, but it is worth knowing because that dramatically impacts the profit margin for you. But let's focus on the first 2 using conservative figures that I use for my Aspire Property Group hands-free portfolio building service. Quick little breakdown on how this works. Prepare for amazing artwork. So here is a house for you, Pete. That's you there over the moon, as you can see with my investment opportunity. Let's say this property cost £100,000. Oh, messed that up already. And then, do you need to put in 100 grand cash? No, you do not. In fact, you're going to put down a deposit of £25,000. You're going to have stamp duty of £3,000. And let's say you've got some buying cost of another £10,000. In terms of your fees, your solicitor, your broker, and a little tart up on the property, a little bit of a refurb. So in total, 10, 25, 35, and the 3 is £38,000 that you're putting into this property. Pretty good, right? And then when you are getting, this is called leverage, by the way, when you're using a mortgage, when you're getting that capital growth, it's on the value of the property, not the money that you're actually put it in. So let's look at what £100,000 represents over a 5-year period, and you tell me if you can beat it. £100,000 in cash, as you've just seen from that very rough example. Don't think about how many properties this is, but how much cash is going in. 100,000, what this means is around £350,000 worth of property. Now, some people go 400,000 because you're only putting a 25% deposit. Yes, whilst that would be nice, there are fees to consider. So you've got about 350,000 from the same pot once you've got it in and out a couple of times going through. What does this actually mean? Well, first of all, let's focus on the rent roll. So the rent is going to be representative net of around 7% ROCE. Return on capital employed. Now, the market shifts over time. Sometimes it will go higher, sometimes it will go lower. But in general, right now at the time of the filming, 7% return on capital is the way to go. You need to make sure you're factoring in your 10% management. You need to make sure you're factoring voids as well, about the 5% mark. But overall, net, you are expecting 7%. What does that mean in terms of rent? 7% of the 100,000 cash, because it's on the cash, not the value, is £7,000 per year. What this means per annum there, over a 5-year period, you are looking at £35,000. But here's where it gets exciting. You might not know this, but most of the money in property isn't actually made from the cash flow. Now, whilst it's nice and beats pretty much every investment, the real money comes from capital growth or capital appreciation. In the UK, we've got a massive undersupply of properties. By the end of 2022, there's going to be a 1 million unit housing shortage. What do you think that means for prices? It goes up. What happens with inflation? Drives it up. And remember, making money is all about the preservation of capital. That's great, Jamie. What does it actually look like? This is going to blow your mind. We're going to assume capital appreciation, CapApp, at 5%. Just so you know, we actually do it at 4% to be mega conservative. The average is 7.9%. 5% is very conservative, Leeds and the West Yorkshire region, which is where I find them for investors, 12% in the last 12 months. 1% per annum. But let's stick with 5%. And we'll make this easy, okay? 5% of the overall value of the portfolio, because this is the thing. You don't do it on your cash. It inflates the value of the portfolio. If this goes up, 350,000, up 5% a year, that is 17,500 per year. And then you need to think there's 5 years of that. 5 years of capital appreciation. We won't do cumulative, which is 5% on 5% on 5%. We'll just call it 25% on this money here. We are looking at £82,500 increase in your net worth over that period. How staggering is that? And all you did is purchased it and went to sleep, woke up a year later, which would be very weird, and you've got £82,000 added to your net worth. What that means is over 5 years, you're going to get £87,500 just from going to sleep, waking up. 1 year later, your net worth has gone up an additional £87,500. Added together, that is £122,500. Over a 5-year period. What that means is in 5 years, your £100,000 worth of cash has done £122,500 in increase. That's 122.5% return on your money in 5 years. Or, if you really want to think of it easily, a big fat 24% plus per annum. Comment below if you can find a safe, secure investment that can reliably return that year on year. And that is why I like boring, vanilla buy-to-lets. Now you can go out and do this on your own, or if you've got 100,000 and you want us to help build that portfolio for you, put APG in the comments right now. We will get in touch and we will help this portfolio of your dreams start today. If you got value from this video and you're new, make sure to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell for everything property investment. If you're interested in finding out more, make sure to hit the like button, leave a comment, and I'll see you in the next video.